everyone. It's Yoga Therapy Thursday and not a moment too soon. I have a farm injury. I was overzealous in cleaning the horse stall and the paddock and the barn and the goat stall the other day. And I have inflammation. I don't know how to sweep and or muck ergonomically. And so I'm paying for it now, being pulled on the tendons. Remember, the muscles of the hands and the fingers are up in the forearm, and I have pulled something here. I've done previous release techniques for things like tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, or just carpal tunnel syndrome, basically our lifestyle where we're always holding, grasping, typing, texting. Today I want to show you a couple other ones. So I'm going to use these blocks. You can use a table. Very simple exercise. Well, if you do have this pain, you can test it by taking your arm out, fingers down. When you pull your hand back in extension, if you feel that up in the lateral or medial side of your elbow, you can do it this way too, then that might be a sign that you have tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. So to release it, the thing you have to remember is don't bend your wrist. Every activity in life, we're constantly in this flexion and grasping more than extension. It creates an imbalance in the muscles. So if you do have an acute pain or inflammation, you want to keep your wrist as straight as possible. Take your elbow and rest it. And all you're going to do is take your opposite hand, grab the flesh of your forearms and pull it down or up towards the elbow. Down because my elbow is pointing more towards the floor. Do not bend the wrist. That can aggravate the condition if it is tennis elbow. So I'm just grabbing the flesh and pulling up. You can think about the image of putting on a long glove, like back in the day when we used to get very dressed for things. You want to hold this for about 2 minutes. You do this several times a day. The other thing to do, which is amazing for things like carpal tunnel syndrome, is to take your thumb and your pinky finger and bring them together. So this is called slackening the thumb. You also want to hold that for 2 minutes. Make sure your wrist is neutral when you do this. You can even see, if you're trying this one, how amazing this would be for carpal tunnel. You can get aggravated from using the mouse or typing too much if you're not in good posture. You can see that literally created like an eye of a needle through the inside of the wrist. So good. Do those several times a day so your muscles can rebalance. You can slacken the ones that are tight, stretch the ones that are short, and bring that balance back. Remember, keep your wrist neutral. You might need to use a brace because we're always reaching and grasping things. Heat on the forearm is good, and ice on the elbow if you're in pain. Happy Yoga Therapy Thursday.